Hotel Black Power, as always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. My sister, Chief of Staff, Harris Abdul, my father, my in laws, and all of my subscribers, followers, and everyone fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Never forgetting our ancestors. Um, I got a text, a request to talk about the murder of Sean Taylor. So, what I'm going to do is based on due to the video quality that I'm not receiving. In other words, my video quality is poor right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to literally uh, do this without PowerPoint, if you don't mind, brothers and sisters. So let's get started. Sean Taylor, who 1983 to 2007 played for the Redskins and was murdered. And I'm going to show you and prove to you some facts surrounding Sean Taylor's murder. Oh, okay. Sean Taylor, to me, was the, and not only just to me, but Sean Taylor was the baddest motherfucking defensive back in the league at the time that he did play. He was the most feared defensive back in the NFL at the time. Even T.O., when Washington played Dallas, T.O., who was supposed to be so invincible and so powerful, Sean Taylor grazed his finger. T.O. came out of the game stating he had a what you call a Charlie horse or whatever, but wasn't nothing wrong with T.O., but he had a case of fear of Sean Taylor. You know, that's how bad this brother was. And so, what led to Sean Taylor being murdered? Sean Taylor, on his computers, he was a computer genius as well. He started playing since he was about 5 years old. And just a brilliant, phenomenal athlete. And he was spectacular at the University of Miami. Spectacular. And when he came to Washington, you know, he set his eyes on being in the Hall of Fame. However, you know, that vision was diminished by him being so computer savvy. He accidentally ran across some information surrounding Joe Gibbs, who was the head coach of Washington at the time. He was there in the 80s and took them to the Super Bowl, but he came back in 2006 to try to win another Super Bowl. However, during the time that he stepped out of football, he got involved in NASCAR very heavily. You know, betting hundreds of thousands and in some races even millions, especially the Daytona. But anyway, Sean Taylor ran across some information about Joe Gibbs' involvement in Dale Earnhardt's deliberate murder at the Daytona 500. I believe it was the Daytona 500. Because someone was paid to run his car against the wall, which ultimately killed Dale Earnhardt. And Joe Gibbs, who had a race car, had some major involvement in that. And so, Joe Gibbs had to get rid of Sean Taylor. Not only Joe Gibbs, but all of those who are involved See, to this cracker, you know that NASCAR shit is everything to some of them motherfuckers. So the process began. They had to get the information out of Sean Taylor's Miami home. And so what they did was send black men, young boys, to break into Sean Taylor's Miami home and retrieve his laptop and his computer. And so the first time, I believe, they got the laptop and found that the information was on the desktop computer. The second time that they entered the home, Sean Taylor's home, Sean Taylor was in the house. And that's when he was shot. Now, they never found the information of Joe Gibbs' involvement in NASCAR. However, once Sean Taylor was shot and killed, Joe Gibbs immediately resigned from head coaching the Redskins and stepped out of football totally because he thought the shit was going to come down and come out about his involvement in Dale Earnhardt's murder. So he resigned from the NFL immediately after Sean Taylor was killed. Now, Sean Taylor was supposedly shot in the thigh with a .25 caliber pistol and died. You know how they say that the little teeny ass bullet traveled and all this shit. Now, number one, he was in the best hospital in Florida, in the state of Florida. But matter of fact, one of the best in the country. And he wasn't taken there late. He was immediately transported. So there was no way that that bullet could have killed him. Number two, Sean Taylor had a closed casket funeral. And that's because he was shot in the head with a pump shotgun. A Mossberg pump shotgun. So he had to have a closed casket funeral. And let's go back to the .25 caliber. Sean Taylor was a complete, amazing, phenomenal specimen in terms of his athletic physique, and he was in phenomenal shape. And so there was no way he could have just died off of that .25 caliber. You know, anything's possible, 1 in a million, but I doubt it. Because if that was the case, why did he have a closed casket? And through the investigation, we found he was shot with a shotgun. His head was blown completely off. Now, the 4 gentlemen that were convicted in Sean Taylor's murder were brothers who didn't have alibis, were convicted felons, had similar charges, and were recent parolees with no alibi. And so they were set up and framed, and they took these charges. Now, one of the guys that is incarcerated has been locked up for about 10 years now. One of the guys wants to blow the whistle, but they've been told if they open their mouth, they will never see the streets again. And as you know, they also give them, they take care of them financially while they are incarcerated. The same thing with Brother Green, Dennis Green, who was convicted of killing James Jordan, Michael Jordan's father, who was completely innocent. However, he will never make it home if he opens his mouth. And so that's the case of Sean Taylor. A lot of people know about Sean Taylor's case. His father, who was a sheriff in the town that they come from in Florida, he knew of it. And see, I forgot the brother's name, but he has resigned from football, NFL. He's resigned from the NFL. He played for the Arizona Cardinals. He was good friends with Sean. And how he got the information, we don't know to this day. But he warned Sean Taylor not to go to Florida without him. But Sean went anyway. And it cost him his life. All because of this NASCAR bullshit. And to this day, somehow, they have not been able to find the flash drive that Sean Taylor put that information on about Joe Gibbs' involvement in the murder of Dale Earnhardt. Because it's so easy to murder someone on those tracks when they're going 200 plus miles an hour and you bump them from the side and they hit that wall at 200 some miles an hour and the car literally turns and explodes and turns into pieces. So, we have to be mindful and understand the truth about these things. I've done Sean Taylor's, the murder of Sean Taylor several times. I put it in my monthly newspapers. I did a PowerPoint presentation at a couple of lectures. And every time I do the video or talk about the murder of Sean Taylor, it becomes just information to people. No one acts on this because it took some research to find out what went on as far as how Sean Taylor was murdered. Because he was sitting on his white leather couch and he surprised them when they broke in, came through the balcony like they did before. They were not expecting to see Sean Taylor. And so he was there and he lost his life. His head was blown off. So, we don't follow up on anything anyway. Just like, and I'm going back to that, just like the Ayanna Jones case. No one follows up on these things. No one does any investigation to find out where these devils live at that murder our babies and our brothers and sisters. Philando Castile, Mike Brown, Eric Gardner. The list goes on and on and on. Sean Bell. I mean, when do we step up? When is the time for us to step the fuck up? Do we remain to be goddamn humble and stupid and just have the information and just know about this shit? Because no one can act on this shit solo. That's a death wish. We have to work together. We have to work together. Working together is very, very important. But why is it that we continue to just act so goddamn gullible and weak and afraid? What is it that we are afraid of? And if you are afraid, how can you get rid of the fear? That's the Queen's lemonade, y'all. The good lemonade from the Queen. Good damn lemonade. But anyway, how do you get rid of the fear? You know, brothers and sisters, we have to move together. Rid ourselves of the low self-esteem. Rid ourselves of the self-hatred. Give me a second. I want to hold the mic today. Rid ourselves of this self-hatred. Rid ourselves of poverty. Rid ourselves of living in despair. Living in being full of anxiety, being full of unsureness, being spiritually paralyzed, not knowing if you're coming or going. And we always want to go into denial about mental health in the black community. The black community is dealing with severe life support cases of mental health, which is destroying the moral fiber, not only of the black community, but individually, our thinking, our being, our rationale. You know, you don't have to be a Harvard grad to understand what this system is doing to us. Look at your surroundings. Right now, our kids are in public schools being fed another year of this bullshit. Of this bullshit about Christopher Columbus. Of this bullshit about Christmas, the Easter Bunny, Halloween, the founding fathers, and all of this shit. Another massive dose of self-hatred. Compliments of the public school system. The public fool system. And we bite into that. We take pride in sending our children to these mental death camps. These educational torture chambers. And we do nothing. Oh, such and such got an A. Of course. The black man and black women, they're geniuses. You know, that should be expected. Nothing short of A's and B's. And for those of you, whether you are a child or whether you're in the first grade or the 12th, do not allow these devils to defeat you with schoolwork. You have the ability to answer any question, any problem. And it's not a problem, it's just a written situation. And use common sense as a solution. That's all it takes. Don't let them beat you at that game, because that's what they strive on. To keep you down, to keep your GPA low, so you will not be able to enter one of these HBCs where you can get a pinch of real truth concerning who you are. Because these HBCs, a lot of them, you know, are boule operated, and they regurgitate a lot of that same bullshit. You know, but you have to go along so you can be the spook who sat by the door. To be able to be your own CEO. Then you can incorporate who and what you want. Then you're able to teach the truth to the masses. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's not going to get it. Some of us are so engulfed in stupidity, you know, and unrational thinking. You know, because see, we sit back on our asses and eat all fucking day or work a job hollering Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Now, I love gospel music. I love the proper teachings in which our people still are fucked up. We still are looking at a white Jesus as a savior. Because if you put a blue black Jesus in any of these churches, most of the members are going to leave on the spot. And that's self-hatred. Even though the book tells you that Jesus, Yeshua, was jet black, burnt. But your hatred for yourself won't allow you to praise something that looks like you. So you'll use some bullshit about doesn't make no difference. Well, if it doesn't make a difference, put the truth out. If it doesn't make a difference. All that beige and he was from this, you know, all of these rationales to remain comfortable in your abyss of self-hatred. You'll use any excuse. And that's why the family dynamics are fucked up. That's why the black family doesn't stick together. That's why so much division in the community. Because of self-hatred. Self-hatred. It runs deep and it's widespread. And it's very, very dangerous than any disease you can imagine. Because we, you know, every other race of people, when we say they stick together, but they stick together for a common purpose. A lot of them don't get along with each other. A lot of them don't. But for the bigger picture, they will work together to the end. Because they know they will profit and benefit from it in the end. They will not allow their emotions to get in the way of their success as a community, as an individual, or as a race and a nation. You know, it's a shame that, you know, conscious blacks are far and few in between. And there are more black conscious women there than there are men. And see, the thing about, you know, the prison system. The prison system still pumps that ignorance too. They pump Islam and Christianity. You know. And it's the same thing in Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, who was jet black, but yet the self-hatred in the black community, the brothers that come home from prison that practice Islam, they get a beard of another color, and they look at Prophet Muhammad as being an Arab, a white Arab. So it's the same thing in Islam as it is in Christianity. And the reason why it makes a difference is because if our people, the black community, give me a second. Y'all had to excuse me. I had kind of like an emergency situation just now. I've been gone for a minute. It may not seem like it, but however, the religions, Islam and Christianity, you know, if our people the parishioners of these two religions, if they praised and saw their so-called saviors and prophets that looked like them, things would be a whole lot different in the thinking of the black community and as individuals. Meaning that they see that their God looks like them and they're made in that image. And that lifts your self-esteem up. And see, by the religion being distorted, now people looking for a white savior, and then they're supported and reinforced by white TV evangelists. And then, the devil, the white devils, how they talk to you with so much innocence, fake innocence, and fake kindness. Oh, how are you? What's your name? Oh, you're so cute. That type of shit. And see how people fall for that bullshit. How people fall for that. But when their own people, how you doing? Don't talk to strangers. Don't talk. There's a lot of motherfuckers, pedophiles out here, and all that bullshit comes into play when with your own people. But when the real goddamn live living pedophile comes, you wholeheartedly tell them your name. What's your name? Tell them your name. That's why these babies don't want to tell these devils their motherfucking name, because see, they see what you don't see. They see what you don't see. Mom, in their mind, Mom, this motherfucker is a devil. But you're forcing that child to respect that goddamn devil. This the same devil, if they ever get in trouble, going to be their judge. The same devil that's going to arrest them if they don't kill them. The same devil that's going to represent them in court, that's related to the goddamn prosecutor and the judge. The same devil that's going to prosecute them, same judge is the same devil that's going to sentence them. The same devil that's going to run the jail that he's currently in. Then when he gets out of jail, the same devil's going to be his fucking PO. The same devil, if he gets the job, is going to be his supervisor. The same devil, when they get rid of him, the same devil will halfway give him unemployment. The same devil that will give him food stamps. And it goes on and on. And through that course, our people are thoroughly convinced, running through the gamut of the devil, of the white goddamn Ice Age, these Neanderthal motherfucking monkeys, these snow monkeys, that they are thoroughly convinced that there's no way to escape the grips of the cracker. And that's how this shit goes. That's how this shit is ran. So wake the children up. And this is why I fight tooth and nail. I'm down in the goddamn trenches. I'm like a goddamn Black Panther. I done jumped out of the tree. I'm digging into the motherfucking dirt like a bull. I'm ready to go head on with this motherfucker. Goddamn, let's get it on, because I'm the goddamn king. I'm the original motherfucking man. Motherfucker, all of you motherfuckers come through me. You come from me. And then you've been oppressing us, pressing my ancestors, murdering, pillaging, raping, colonizing, enslaving all of the ancestors, all of my ancestors, and mistreatment, even down to my parents. Yeah, so I'm gonna go hard, rough motherfucking neck, thugged out goddamn warrior when it comes to this motherfucking devil. Cause any other way is unmotherfucking civilized and weak and pussified. You black men gotta stop being so motherfucking faggish. Faggoty all the time. Take a faggoty ass approach at everything you do. You cry, you hit the sisters, you act like bitches, man. You whine all the motherfucking time. Ain't nothing motherfucking right. But you don't say nothing about the motherfucker that got his foot on your goddamn neck from the time you wake up to the time you lay down. You know, and you sisters, y'all need to, you stick by these brothers. You know, stop using every time they fall short or make a mistake. You don't let them live. You don't let that shit die down. But everybody else gets a goddamn pass. Some of you sisters are worse than the goddamn devil. I talk to brothers and they hate to see when it's time for them to get off work that they gotta come home to a motherfucking Aunt Mama, buck dancing, jigaboo motherfucking wife who respects the white devils and disrespects her king, her black king. There's a lot of sisters out here that will do anything to get a black god. And then the ones that do have them, what do? You spend your day searching for a weakness in them, searching for shortcomings, and then you run it, you drive them in the motherfucking ground with it. And then when they leave your motherfucking ass, you want to watch Tyler Perry's movies. You want to watch that homosexuals movies where he denounces black women and dark-skinned, heavily melanated men. Have and have-nots. He make the dark-skinned queen jump off a goddamn building. But he makes the light-skinned boy, fuck every sister on the show. And make him out of sluts when all the time he's a motherfucking slut fag. I mean, brothers and sisters, we got to stop this bullshit. And then all we looking at is murder. These murders just result of people, our babies being misled, miseducated, misjudged, misguided. Effeminized. Mistrained. Those are just the results of that. And so in closing, as always, I hope I've made some sense to you all. If I didn't, put it in the comment box. But for you devils, when you make these old racist comments, leave your information. Stop being a motherfucking coward. Stop being a pussy coward, fuck ass snow monkey. And for those niggas who defend white supremacy, don't watch my shit. Find you some Elvis Presley shit and watch that and leave me the fuck alone. Hotep, Black Power.